Hey everyone, welcome back to the Ground Up Podcast, coming to you from the Level Wellness Studio inside B2 Wellness Suites here in Brentwood, Tennessee. Show that turns pain into pivot and gives you the confidence to build your business. I am Terry. I am one of your hosts today, and I'm here with Roy Mangrum and Vanessa Hampton, and we are guestless on purpose. Hi guys, how we doing?
Guest
list or list?
We have a guest
Well,
list.
you guys are VIPs in my book, so see what I did there? Valentine's Day. See?
Oh, it is, isn't it?
It's coming.
I got to start shopping.
Looks like you're buying one of those one of these thermos
No.
cups after all.
No cups.
We
No
were
more
having a
cups.
discussion about how we women love these cups.
I'll have to build onto my house if we buy one more cup.
Just for store. How many
storage.
does she use one every day?
No, that's the thing. She has one that she uses, but she's just building like this roster of cups
I like
for
that.
whenever this one retires. But this one has dents in it. It's got stickers on. This thing is at least 4 years old.
So if you got her the exact same one, a new version of it,
It would go in the cabinet with the other 36.
Do y'all
It's not
have
the favorite.
anything like that you collect that you
Dust.
besides you're like, I'm not a collector.
No.
If it's not functional, I'm not having it.
No.
Oh, I've had many collections in my day,
Do you
We need to decollect is what we need to do.
which I am more of that now than I've ever been, as my kids have all aged out of my house, except for Ezra, who's been up for a hot 20 minutes. So, no response.
called out?
Called out. Coffee mugs is what I like to collect.
We have a tendency to collect coffee mugs, and then we are stacking coffee mugs on top of
Yeah,
each other.
so
in the
that's
cabinet.
why I
it
had to
doesn't
stop.
work.
I had to stop
What
that.
is the purpose?
There's no purpose.
I have 2 that I like to use.
So I stopped.
There's 2 people.
out of the 15
Yeah,
that are
right.
in there. Bill will use all the coffee mugs. He does not care. I have
Does
very
he know where the
specific
dishwasher is?
He does. He does. Does he actually utilize it?
Does-
Occasionally.
Yeah. I'm just like, that's the thing. Like with these cups,
Just wash it.
just
Yeah.
wash it.
Just
One.
wash it. You can reuse it. It's for real.
When you walk in your bedroom, can you very specifically tell the difference between your wife's side of the room and your side of the room?
I don't want to talk about that 'cause that's bad.
Yeah, that might.
Her side is much better.
Oh,
We got a text from, we have these people come clean our house every 2 weeks, and they sent a text about my side of the bed. Yeah.
so
Was it a
that's
validating text?
I was a little mad.
We're on thin ice here. I don't know if we want to.
Was it you're not paying us enough to do this?
No, it was just like it was too cluttered to clean.
Oh,
Gotcha.
so we have in our house the day before that 2 weeks.
Mhm.
It's Norma will be here tomorrow. Norma will be
Yeah,
here
but
tomorrow.
I didn't have time.
Norma
So like,
will be here tomorrow
Yeah.
because Bill is, bless him, he is not a neat person. He's not a neat person by
No.
nature. He does not care. He does not see the same things I do. He tries for the sake of our marriage, but that's how we roll too.
Yeah.
I tell him, I'm like, at least put it on the bed so that she has access to
Sure.
the floor.
so
access to the floor?
so that we do the same a
Yeah.
lot. So I'm at the shop yesterday, and she texts me and says they're coming by at between 11:30 and 1:30, and I'm like I'm slammed today.
So she's
But-
giving you day of notice.
Well, she forgot to tell me.
Oh,
She usually does. So I'm like, all right, cool. Let me get everybody lined up. I can leave. And so that's what I did. And then the lady texts me, and this is at like 10:15. So they'll be there in 30 minutes. I'm like, no, that's not. And it's a whole rule with what the 2-hour window is 2 hours before and 2 hours after. So it's a 6-hour window. So you're the cable company. Like, it's ridiculous. Anyway, sorry.
tangent.
They said
We
that's the
got off
best
on a
way.
tangent.
That's the best way to cure the drug problem is to give the drugs to AT&T to distribute or Comcast.
Yeah, they'll never get there.
They'll never get there. There'll be a window.
It's true. I had that experience last weekend.
Yeah, just last weekend.
They just don't show.
Well, guys, that's welcome to the show.
Yeah, sorry.
Ground up. Ground up.
We talk about what we want. No. On the show today, we're going to talk a little bit about the expo, which is fast approaching. Always something to be discussed. Always have something new to share with you guys from year to year. So we'll get to that a little bit later in the show. But for the first part, we wanted to, we do talk a lot to entrepreneurs. We talk a lot about business and, how things are built and pivots and things like that. And our good buddy Roy here has a business called Barbell Voodoo, and we haven't talked about it in a minute. The business, it's been fun for me to watch since I've known you, the evolution and the growth. But it's not been without its pain and pivot. Some of it even recently. Yeah. And I think at different stages, I think there's a common misconception in the world of entrepreneurship, especially startups, solopreneurs, where they think that there will be a level where it will smooth out and then things won't be as hard. I think that a myth we'd like to break a little bit. So yeah, we can shed some light on that today. So
how long have you had Barbell Voodoo?
13 years. 13.
And what sparked
Lucky
that?
number 13.
So it's an
How'd you get
unruly
into
child
that?
right now.
Yeah. How did I get into it?
Yeah, I don't think I know the answer to this.
So
it's a great story.
It's a terrible story. It's I was training for a powerlifting meet, and I was going to this gym. I had moved here, so I was literally training for powerlifting at the high school. I had to make weight, and I was like, I don't know, 12 pounds off or whatever. So I'm like, the normal tuna fish diet was not kicking it. That for whatever reason that time, I'm like, I'm going to go to this CrossFit gym and try CrossFit. Dumbest, I don't know what I was thinking. It was fine.
That's what the rest of the world was thinking.
Yeah, no, it was fine. It did its job. But so I went there and they're like, hey, wouldn't it be funny if you wore one of our shirts to your powerlifting meet? I'm like, well, that would, because at the time those two communities did not vibe. So I was like, sure. Yeah. And they're like, well, grab one out from under the counter. Well, they went up to large. I'm like, do I put two together? How does this? They're like, well, I'll just send you the design. You can just print it yourself. I'm like,
oh,
I don't know how to print a shirt. I'm in the mortgage business. So he sends me the design. I figure out how to print a shirt. It costs like $20 to print it. And I was like, well, this is number one. That's not financially responsible. Not knowing how quantities and stuff work. But anyway, so I ran one shirt, did the thing. Nobody cared. Nobody even mentioned it, said anything. So the joke was on me for paying $20 for a shirt. But the whole time I'm thinking, I'm like, man, their designs is really lame. And I was looking at everybody running around the gym. They had their Rogue shirts on and the other clothing brands that were out at the time. And it was like black, red, olive drab, black print, military font. Is like, could not be more lame. And I was like, well, wouldn't it be, why is everybody taking themselves so serious? Because everybody's so serious.
No, yeah.
I'm like, okay, I see with your butterfly pull-ups.
Yeah.
Take yourself less serious. And
shots fired.
Whatever. And I was like, it doesn't have to be so serious. It should be fun. So I come up with just being creative, just come up with a couple of funny ideas. Buddy of mine at the gym, I would tell him about it every time I would see him. And one day he's like, well, are you going to print it or what are you doing? I'm like, at the time I had 2 mortgages. I'm like, at $20 a shirt, I ain't got the money to print a bunch of shirts. He's like, surely to God, it can't be that much. He comes home to my house. He hands me $150. He's like, you put in $150, let's buy some shirts and let's see what happens. This was my partner, Jeremy, still my business partner this day.
Which is funny because you told me at another time that he knew where you lived because he drove for, was it UPS?
Yeah. Yeah, he worked for UPS.
Which is so creepy.
Yeah, he just pulls up at my house. I'm like, number one, this is odd.
Boundaries.
But he also lived in the neighborhood. Okay. And stalkerish, but whatever. But yeah, so we had the money for like 28 shirts, and we took them to the gym on a Saturday. He took one, I took one. We had 26 to sell. We sold 26.
Wow.
I'm like,
maybe there's something here.
This is kind of interesting. So we printed some more, sold a few more. We didn't sell out that time. And then I come up with another design, did the same thing, sold out. I'm like, well, okay, let's keep this rolling. But then we knew we'd sold to everybody we knew, like, because it was just in those 4 walls. So then we started going to events. We didn't have the money to pay to be a vendor. It was like, what's $250 to be a vendor? I'm like, I don't have $250. Just spend it all on the shirts.
Throw them over your arm and walk in.
So in the trunk of the car, I had 2 boxes. One box was tanks. One box was tees. I put one of each size of the tanks on one shoulder, tees on one shoulder. I walked around and peddled them all day.
That's amazing.
Yep. Sold a bunch of shirts that day.
That right there is a good lesson.
That is a good lesson.
Yeah.
Where there's a will, there's a way.
And Tara, I went back and paid you your $250 2 years later. Yeah. So
that's awesome.
It is on the record.
Had you ever owned a business before you started that, or you were working?
3 failed attempts.
Okay.
Yeah.
That sounds like all 3 of my failed attempts to start a clothing line. I did not have the same success as Roy when I tried to start mine. So that is a big difference. There is, when you look back though, Roy, and I don't know how much, we don't have a ton of time in this segment, so we can push it to the next segment to answer it. But do you remember having that eye for design, like at a younger age, and just, because if you had other attempts, I'd assume that there was something that popping out in your other jobs.
The other attempts were not clothing related.
Yeah.
There was, I had a roommate that was like, I'm still friends with him. He's like an Uber developer. Like, he knows how to make apps, and back in the day, he would build these very sophisticated websites with just crazy back ends. And we sold websites. And I think we weren't as good at sales, and it was only 2 of us, and he was the only person doing the deliverables, and it just,
it's a lot.
It was a lot. So it failed. But it was cool, and we learned a lot of lessons. But I drew in all through school, so I was artistic back then. And then there was a couple of times before I moved to Nashville that I was like, man, I want to get a screen print and learn how to do this. And I just never did it.
Yeah.
So
I think that's one another important lesson is that, because I probably have 8 attempts while running other businesses where it didn't get off the ground. The business that I was trying to do, the idea that I had, just never really fully got wings underneath it. Or when it came time for those action steps that, you only have so much time. So I think it's a lesson in and of itself. Like, you just keep throwing darts till it hits the board, and try to, limit your losses. And we're going to get into the losses. We're going to talk about the wins, and we're going to do that in this next segment. So we'll be right back.
At OptimizeU, we believe that normal is not optimal. Whether you've been dabbling in hormones or this is your first time and you want to know where to get started, we make the hormone optimization process very simple. Simply get started with comprehensive labs, and our providers will take it from there with you to review where you are right now and where you want to be to ultimately help you achieve your health and performance-related goals. So from our expertise in hormones, peptides, all the way to recovery services, we want you feeling at your optimized best so that you ultimately feel better physically, mentally, and sexually. Just like hormones play a significant role in the overall optimization of your health, so do recovery services help your body on a cellular level. From our sensory lounge to our infrared sauna, full body red light, full body cryotherapy, cold plunge, we have a wide range of performance recovery services just for you.
And we're back after I fiddle with my clock. So before the break, we were talking about throwing the darts and, what success looks like. In those early years, Roy, like we're staying that first 5 years. For you, what felt like a good benchmark back in that day? Like, as far as like, this will make me feel like, 'cause we all do this. If I can sell 1,000 shirts this year, I will have achieved success. Like, did you guys do those type of benchmarks?
No, not really. I mean, there's a couple of things I remember. I remember like when we were averaging like $20 a day online. I thought that was awesome, which is hilarious.
It is pretty awesome, though.
It's hilarious now, but I was like, oh, people are buying every day, one shirt. But so I thought that was awesome. And then the first time we sold like $2,000 in a weekend, I thought we were rich. Like, we were not rich at all.
No, but that's validating for walking in with shirts on your shoulders.
So so then you're like, oh my God, we're onto something. And I look back at that now and I'm like, I just didn't know. I had no frame of reference. But it was also, that was some of the best times. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because there was no...
The bar's low.
The bar was
the excitement's
extremely
high.
low.
Yeah.
So it wasn't like, I have to make this to make payroll or pay your rent.
Exactly.
Which goes back to what
stuff
we've talked about having another source of income while you're trying to build this is always going to be a little bit more comfortable when you're, instead of just like, unless you have the resources to just go all in without that.
Yeah. And I'll get asked every once in a while, like, hey, what business can you start with no money? I'm like, dude, you really can't start anything with no money.
Yeah.
Because what if it doesn't take,
Yeah.
You got to have some kind of reserves just to keep the lights on. You can start businesses with little money.
Yeah.
But no money, you're not going to eat very well on no money.
Right.
Ice cube soup is not...
It's not delicious.
It's not very delicious, sustaining.
No.
So 2 more lessons if you're listening and keeping notes. 2 more lessons. One is keep that... The side hustle stays a side hustle until it can become the main hustle. And I think 2, celebrate those little wins early on because it's easy to... And I've definitely been in this boat. You're betting everything on that business. And it's hard to celebrate the wins, especially when it's early on. But it's because you probably leaped too soon from whatever the anchor is.
So do you still do the creative side of it?
A lot of it.
Good.
Yeah. Like, I've tried to like hand that off a couple times and I'm not good at communicating what's in my head probably. So what comes back is, I'm like, that is not us.
Yeah.
That's not that's not our vibe. That's not even how we would talk. So I enjoy it.
Yeah.
So now you'll like, there's a girl that works in the office that can draw and does all this stuff, and she'll throw out ideas all the time. And then there was a girl that worked for us for 2 years. They've now moved to Clarksville, and she'll text me all the time. She'll be like, hey, what if we did this? I'm like, it's a good idea. So people send ideas and stuff, but yeah, I still,
well, I think
just to keep it true.
That goes back to, like, you two are very creative. I am not. I'm creative in a different way, not that way.
Yeah.
I never drew. I never did. I don't have that creative side. But I think for both of you guys, it's important to at least have a portion of what you're doing when you're getting big enough to where, exactly. Remember why you started it, to stay connected to that side of it. Because if you cross over into only running your business and dealing with all of the pain points and the problems and doing all those things that need to be done, but you're not staying with the reason you started it to begin with, then that's where the stress level goes a lot higher. That you've got to have that.
Yeah, that was our early conversations, Roy and I, with the getting the magazine going, and Roy being very much a voice of reason in my head in those early stages with the things that we had on the side when we got the magazine. So one of which was the clothing line, but like, I'm shutting this thing down because I want to give NFM all of my attention. But I was venting to him about my needing a creative outlet and how much I enjoy that process. And then Roy just perspective shifted it and was like, well, if you think about what you have and your ability to create differently within it,
Mhm.
like you do have creative outlet opportunities if you shift your perspective. I was like, oh, I guess that was such an easy pivot for me in that moment. So, but I'm not as good as he is. So like when it comes to the design stuff, but
Well, for me, I am, because I'm not creative, but the reason that I started in training and wellness and fitness was the connection with the people and
Mhm.
feeling that gratification of being able to help people.
Yeah.
So that's the piece that I realized a while ago, that I have to stay some way connected, even though I'm not doing
Mhm.
one-on-one personal training, is very important for that to be a piece of what I'm doing, is that connection with seeing firsthand the impact that I
Yeah.
can make. That's where mine comes from, and I realize that it can't ever go away.
right.
Well, it's very similar.
Yeah,
So like
exactly.
for me, and I don't go to events much at all anymore, but every once in a while when I pop into one, and we always have a booth at the expo, so I'll always try to go by there and hang out a little bit, and like in the background,
Mm-hmm.
and watch people see something and go, "Oh my God, that's great!" And then
You're like, I did that.
that's why I did it
Yeah,
That's
awesome.
cool.
for that.
That is
reaction.
cool. Yeah.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
Speaking of success in design, success for you, I know it's going to look like, I know people look at it like, there's some sort of overnight success. Like, is that story does sound easy when I'm sure there was plenty of struggle in there. And I know a lot of misconception in the world of entrepreneurship is that there is a lot of luck involved, which I disagree with. I think right place, right time definitely means a lot. But what was that for you guys? What was that right place, right time moment that took your brand to that next level? Because I know that you've had some big name people wear your shirt, show up in pictures and things like that. So was there a definitive moment where you were like, oh man, okay?
There is, so there's a couple things. So, when CrossFit was still doing regionals, and they brought regionals to Nashville because we could not afford to go anywhere else, just because the expense of doing that event it was like, I remember the first time we did it, and I told Jeremy the day we're setting up, I was like, just so you know, if this doesn't go well, we're out of business tomorrow. And
Just
he's like,
from the vendor fees alone?
Yeah.
Yeah, that doesn't
it was an
surprise me.
all or nothing.
Yeah.
But I was like, are we in or are we out? Can't be half pregnant. You gotta do this.
That's true.
So, and it worked. And then I remember we were filling orders one day, and for whatever reason, I'm helping fill orders. And I see this name, and I'm like, God, I know that name. Where do I know that name? So I Googled the name, and it was the wrestler Sheamus from WWE.
Yeah.
And I was like, there is no way. So I kept that in the back of my head, and sure enough, I'm following him on Instagram, and he posted a picture of one of our shirts.
What?
And I'm like, okay, this is cool.
That's cool.
And then
I'm picturing that feeling that you got when you
it
saw
was.
that.
So-
that is cool.
one, I don't know what this was. It was some kind of a WWE did some kind of thing on Edge when he came back. He had been retired for like 8 years or 10 years or something. And he comes back to the Royal Rumble. Nobody knew about it. They did a documentary on it. And I'm at home, and like my phone starts blowing up. Like people are texting me like, oh my God, did you see that? I'm like, see what? What are y'all talking about? And so my buddy calls me. He's like, dude, he's like, Edge is wearing your shirt on WWE on this documentary. I'm like, you're in me.
That's
You're
crazy.
kidding. So, and I got goosebumps just then. So I pull it up, and I'm watching the documentary, and sure enough, he is sitting there being interviewed in a black shirt with gold Barbell Voodoo on the front.
And
I'm like,
so cool.
Oh my God, that's so wild.
That's amazing.
Yeah. So that was cool. You know, there's been little stuff like that that's happened.
Yeah.
Or, you know, you're out and about. We'll be on vacation, and somebody walks past you in a mall, and you're like, well, that's one of our shirts. That's pretty cool.
I went up. I went up and visited my dad, who had a little cancer scare. He's fine. And we're sitting in the waiting room, and I'm like, Barbell Voodoo shirt, Dayton, Ohio, in a hospital.
Pretty cool.
It's like, there it is.
That is really
tapped
cool.
her shoulder. I know that guy.
Yep. It's pretty funny.
No, that's pretty. It's pretty amazing. I know that it's another misconception too is that, and especially if you're listening to this, because it like with that risk, hey, tomorrow this doesn't work. Tomorrow we're out of business. You're not that guy that really takes unnecessary risks. At least not in the amount of time that I've known you.
Mm-mm.
You're very, very, very calculated. Go through what that looks like for you right now.
I work the numbers.
Right.
I've told you both, like, know your numbers.
Yep.
So like when we go to, when we went to the CrossFit games, or not the CrossFit games, the regionals that first time. So we had a 10x10 booth. All right. And I knew, okay, I have to hedge my bets on being able to recoup this money and pay for the cost of goods. So I need to make $8,000, let's say, because the booth was like $4,000 or something. And that's, assuming I'm not putting in $1 in my pocket, Jeremy's not putting $1 in his pocket, anybody else. But this is what has to happen. So I knew what the attendance was the previous year at the other location. And I go, okay, well, if there's this many people, okay, what kind of money can I realistically make? How many clothing vendors are going to be at this year's?
Mm-hmm.
So I kind of looked at that and go, okay, now we're dividing the houses of, if there's a pot of $100,000, you're splitting it between 5 brands, I think it was, clothing brands. This one's going to get the Born Primitive was there. They're going to get a big chunk.
Right.
Just they're the biggest name in the group. Okay, got that in mind. So then utilizing the home field advantage
Mm-hmm.
of it being in Nashville. So I got with Paleo Works, who has a huge distribution of meals.
Mm-hmm.
And I talked into doing a voodoo gumbo the week of the regionals. So for everybody that ordered a gumbo, they got a 20% off coupon sticker on top of the lid. The only way to redeem it is at CrossFit Regionals at our booth. So cool part was, we set up, and I'll finish the story real quick. We set up, and we've got this little 10x10 booth. Every other booth has 10x20s. So we're crammed in this little bitty booth. And I remember it was so funny because Channel 5 come up, and I beelined for them. I'm like, hey, we're local. And they interviewed us for the news. And come Saturday, Friday was it was what it was. It was fine. It was a good day. But Saturday come, and we had a line that was probably 30 feet long.
Wow.
Of people getting to our booth to purchase because you couldn't get a whole bunch of people in there.
Yeah.
So Jeremy was sitting at the back of the booth. I was having to stand out front, ring people up. And I remember looking over, and Live Store, I don't even know that they're still in business. This dude was just mean mugging me because they're sitting there with their thumbs up their whats.
Yeah.
And then the owner, Bear, from Bear Complex, come over and introduced himself. And he's like, I don't know what y'all did. He's like, but I wanted to come over here and introduce myself.
That's awesome.
I think that's just that right there shows you can wait for things to happen to you, or you can make things happen for you, and you can be creative in the process. So this building your business, it doesn't just happen when you see that success. It doesn't just happen by chance. It rarely ever is that going to happen.
Well, and Terry had said about being lucky.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm a firm believer you create your own luck.
Mm-hmm. Put yourself in the right positions. Think outside the box. You're going to fail. You're going to have ones that don't work, but it doesn't take a whole lot when one does work.
Just need one to hit.
Yep.
If you're a wellness or fitness pro looking for a space that truly fits the way you work, check out B2 Wellness Suites. With locations in Brentwood and Mount Juliet, B2 offers private suites, shared offices, and day rentals, all in a calm, welcoming environment designed for our industry. But it's more than just a space, it's a community of like-minded professionals who support, inspire, and grow together. Learn more at b2suites.com.
All right. So yeah, that's an important takeaway. It's not like making your own luck. I want you to elaborate on that in a second, but it is, you get creative with the design part. You get the creative with the way you run the business. You can get the creative with the way you lead your staff. Getting creative in the way you show up and positioning yourself to take opportunities when you see them is an important part of risk analysis. And all of that is shored up and can only stand on the foundation of knowing your numbers. So when you talk about making your own luck, and I know what this means, but just for the sake of the conversation, elaborate on that, would you?
I mean, just don't sit on your hands and wait for someone to, for
Be
it
intentional.
to come to you. Yeah. If you want something, you can make it happen 100%.
Well, it was highlighted by the person that you said that was mean mugging you in the booth that was near you.
Yeah.
Y'all have got this huge line. What has he done? He's just waiting for people to walk around.
Yes.
Is he talking to anybody? Is he? That's the point.
For great example, when they set up their booths, my assumption is they're like, all right, we paid our thing. We're going to this event. We're going to set up our booths and the money will just flow in.
Yeah.
And to an extent, people will come shop.
Right.
We would have still done business and probably done enough business to be fine. But would we have done what we did? No. Would have probably done the $8,000 to $10,000 we needed to do to see tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
But instead, we doubled that because we put things in place like, just like we do with the expo every single year. We're like, we'll sell a bunch of tickets, but what if?
What if?
And there's your segue. Well done, Roy.
You like that?
I did.
We are referring to the Music City Fit Expo.
Fit Expo 2026, June 5th and 6th at the Nashville Fairgrounds. Come one, come all.
Sunday. Well, Friday, Saturday, but you know what I mean.
It's just Friday, Saturday.
It's just Friday, Saturday.
Yeah.
Intentionality is a big part of what that boils down to being intentional. Like, what does it look like to get people's attention, engage people on a different level, and basically not be complacent? That's probably why you're getting mean mugged, because in that moment, that guy's like, that's such a good idea. I wish I had that. I wish I had that idea, first.
Yeah. So with the expo, you have 10,000 plus people. Your audience is right there. It's not going to get any easier for you to step up and do something to make yourself noticed. And that's exactly what you did in a creative way. It's not about just setting up a table and just waiting for them to walk up there. You're going to have some of them because you got 10,000 people.
Sure.
But I mean, what is better about you than anybody else?
When I told someone who had signed up for a booth this year, they said, will you provide us the email list? And I said, absolutely not. And they said, well, why wouldn't you do that? I said, well, number one, we don't sell people's information. That's one.
Yep.
Or give it away.
Mm-hmm.
But two, if they hadn't made a connection with you, they're just going to disregard your email to begin with. I said, but what if, and I said, I can give you ideas of how to lead generate from your booth. What if you interact with these people, get their email the correct way with their contact information, and then you market them with, whatever the call to action is after the expo. Hey, we're giving away this at the expo. Okay, well, 100 people sign up. You give one away. Then the other 99 people, you're like, hey, sorry you didn't win. Here's a special if you want to pick it up at 50% off.
And that's 100 people that are interested.
Yes.
In some shape, form, or fashion versus 1,000 people that they're getting spam email.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Yeah,
that's the difference.
The fastest way to lose half of that email list is to get the email list and then just shoot out an email. Be like, I didn't sign up for this. Unsubscribe.
Yep.
Right.
But they recognize your name if they put their name in there. They're watching for something. Oh, maybe I won something. Oh, I saw them at the expo.
And email compliance has changed a lot in
it's changed a lot.
Yes, it has.
Years. You don't get away with that stuff anymore. But yeah, so let's get into this creativity, because the Barbell Voodoo story is the story that it's what, I mean, your experience running, being at expos and seeing how they operate and, talking to other business owners. My experience, being at expos and being day of guy and running that type of stuff from the back end has given us this ability to take the expo to where it's at. Now, we each do our own different things with creating the expo. But what we both care about the most is making sure businesses understand how to be successful. Because this is if you look at it holistically from 30,000 feet, this is a win-win-win-win across the board. Mm-hmm. It's a win for the community, right? It's a win for the city. It's a win for your business. Certainly a win for us, right? Like, if it's done right. Mm-hmm. So let's talk about how to activate. Like, what should people expect as a business?
Well, for what should they expect as a business?
Yeah, like it's like paint the picture of what the expo's like.
Oh, sure. So fitness party, 10,000 people walking around that are hyper drilled down as far as if you were running, an ad in the newspaper for you're a fitness trainer. How many people that, I don't even know if newspapers are even a thing anymore, but how many people that are actually seeing that are actually in that market for fitness?
Right.
At the Music City Fit Expo, every single person that walks through that door has some type of investment, whether it's they're just getting started, they're competing, they're there
to support a competitor,
supporting a competitor. Fit curious.
Yeah, there we go.
I love when he says that
term.
But whatever the range is, they are there for a reason.
Yeah.
It's like if you go to a Comic-Con, you don't see like NASCAR fans at a Comic-Con. They're there for a specific reason. It's a hyper-focused crowd. So when you go to the Music City Fit Expo, you're guaranteed that everybody in that door is your target demographic.
Right.
So you just got to make sure that whenever you set up your booth, it's inviting, it's open. If you're going to use a canopy, you light underneath it so it's lit, so it doesn't look like you're back there trying to take a nap.
Right.
And interact with everybody that comes by because they're interested in your service.
And I think that's a great point with some of the people that we've spoken to. We've had some wellness vendors say, well, that wasn't really my demographic. You've got 10,000 people that have some interest in fitness. Mm-hmm. You need to, whatever you're doing with your booth, that is your demographic.
Yeah. It is.
Because they have an interest in their health. They have an interest in their fitness. So, and it really is not just wellness, but any kind of business. This is an audience of 10,000 people, and you know exactly why they're there. Yeah. So that's where that creativity in what you're doing with your booth, making yourself stand out, that's how you can stand out against anybody else, because it may not be your typical demographic that you're used to dealing with, that's coming to you. But when you've got that many people there, that is where you really have an opportunity to maximize your exposure.
That's the key. I don't love that from the wellness community. And to be specific, there are several different modalities under the world of wellness and fitness.
It's a big umbrella.
The term wellness is actually growing with its inclusion to the holistic community, biohacking, things like that, like even getting into peptides and GLP-1s.
And we do have a lot of wellness vendors that really have a lot of success at the expo.
Correct. The caveat to that is like it's, if you don't think it's your demographic, you didn't do your part in trying to connect. Connection is paramount. Connection through conversation is paramount, because you have that opportunity. Like some of these wellness providers, I'm trying to think of one off the top of my head that is education based, right? Like I'll pull this one out. I met a fertility coach, holistic fertility coach, who uses supplementation, nutrition to help women in their pursuit of having children.
Mm-hmm.
That's a complicated subject matter, but I guarantee you, your demographic is it's at this place. You have to be able to take that complex thing that you know and you spend all this time becoming a master in, and you have to
an elevator pitch.
Exactly. Yep. You got to boil it down to an elevator pitch. And
why is this important to you?
Connect on it in less than 30 seconds.
30 seconds.
So
just like you're going from the first floor to the third floor.
Right.
Here at the B2
Wellness
Suites podcast studio.
There you go.
Thank
There
you,
you
Roy.
go. It's the I think it's the equivalent of like what you do online for your business is the same thing you'll be doing in person, in physical person at an expo, right? Like you have your top of funnel online. What is your top of funnel at an expo? Well, your top of funnel is your booth. If it presents well and attracts well,
yeah. And
right?
you're going to have, over the years we've been doing this, because this is the 5th year that we've done it. There are businesses that just get it, and they know how to expo at an expo, and dude, they sign up, immediately. And then there's some people that, just like I was giving the example of, they showed up and they're just waiting for the money to walk in the door, and they sit in the back of the booth on their lines of people walking by.
Yep.
And I saw it last year when I was walking around. I got to go take a water to Brian or whatever. I'm walking around doing whatever. Nobody interacted with me. You think?
The other point to doing events like this as a business owner is the connection with the vendors alone is huge, because it is a networking opportunity right there over 2 days. When you have all of those other people that are very good compliments to everything that you're doing, if you get nothing out of the 10,000 people that are walking through the door, when you have 200 vendors there, if you're not going around and talking to those vendors and exchanging business cards and doing that networking, that is a huge miss.
Yeah, it is. It is. I mean, there's a lot of partnerships that come out of it. Just for us, I mean, we've made great connections with this brand, and it may not be that brand that we work with, but he's got a connection with this brand.
Correct.
We would have never bridged that gap.
Yeah.
That was unattainable over here. We didn't have any way of getting in touch with this person. They're like, oh yeah, here's Phil's phone number.
Well, and that's one of the most fun parts of what we do is just, we don't know where this is going to go, but let's have a coffee.
Yeah.
Let's sit down and
Take
talk,
the meeting.
and
That's what they say. Take the
every
meeting.
single time it's like fires up your brain about, oh, that's a good connection. Oh, we could do that together.
Yeah.
Oh,
I've enjoyed the relationships. Like Roy said, it is a fitness party. Affectionately, I think we call it, because there's a lot of people we know, is that it's the biggest fitness family reunion for the people that have been there year after year after year. And that relationship list is growing. Like I think about, Josh Guffey at Fit Truck. Our relationships with, Ziegler and Jay Cutler, and you working out with him last year. Like that's like dream come true stuff.
That's
bucket
cool.
list.
That is
bucket list
cool.
stuff. That type of stuff is just like, it's priceless in my book. So yeah, there's opportunities all across the board for that.
And talk about wild too. Like, so just as me growing up, and I mean, me and Jay are only like 2 years different in age. He's older than me, by the way. But
let's just be clear.
I mean, he may look a lot better, but he's 2 years older. But man, I remember when I worked for the mortgage company, I'd have YouTube up on my desktop as I'm working on spreadsheets or whatever. I have to have background noise.
Me too.
And I would watch his workout videos, because he put out video every single year. And just be like, man, just how cool is this dude and all this stuff. And then going and working out with him last year at Quantum, and just being a fly on the wall.
Yeah.
We walk in and it's like, the champ is here. Everybody's like freaking out, and oh my God, you
They're whispering. Yeah.
Jay Cutler just walked in the building. Everybody, just Jay Cutler walked in the building. It was the coolest thing ever. Like the owners come out, they're like, "All right, Jay, you mind if we get a picture under the logo here?" And I'm like, "Well, you weren't a vendor, but I didn't. I didn't go there, but
I hate to gatekeep, but
yeah, but it was one of the coolest things. That connection would have never happened.
That's exactly
Put
right.
if it
yourself
wasn't
out
for the
there.
expo.
Yeah. More on connections and what you can expect from the expo after this break.
Introducing our Berry High Seltzer, the ultimate cannabis-infused experience. Maybe you're trying to cut back on the booze or get some of THC's sweet benefits. Our Berry High Seltzer invites you to savor the experience responsibly. Not only is it delicious, but our seltzers provide a federally legal way to unwind.
On the run, baby. I do 100 on a highway.
Getting better and better with the clock, Ezra. I hope you're proud of me. Guys, we're back.
Yes.
So, Roy, I would like you to run down the list of talent that's going to be at this expo.
As of today, what is today? February 6th.
You're doing better than
Is
me.
that right?
Yeah.
Good job.
Look at you.
Off memory. Jay Cutler. Brian Shaw. Lee Priest.
Coming back.
Which flights from Australia are way cheaper than you think.
Really?
Duly noted, because it's on my bucket list. I'd love
That's
to go.
good information.
Yeah,
Me
round
too.
trip was way cheaper than I expected.
I would love to go.
So Lee Priest, David Ziegler, Ziegler Monster,
Nice.
and Larry Wheels.
Let's go.
That
So-
is the lineup. 5 celebrities. The most we've ever had.
As I say, that's the most we've ever had. And there may be some other surprises working their way
Oh.
down the old pike, too.
And all 5 are both days.
Which is incredible.
Nice.
We've never done both days for all 5.
That's for sure true.
So
Yeah,
it's
that's
going to be cool.
Yeah, very excited about that. And then we've got competitions for natural bodybuilding. We've got competitions for powerlifting, for Olympic lifting.
Yep.
We have the
2-day CrossFit.
2-day CrossFit, which is also new
They were there last year for 1 day.
for 1 day.
This year it's 2-day. I think it's teams 1 day, individuals the next day. Strongman,
Strongman.
of course.
Um,
Pro wrestling.
Yeah, that's right. That happened
Pro
yesterday.
wrestling.
Yeah, we got some pro wrestling coming and some sumo.
Sumo. I tell you what, dude.
I know, so excited.
Sumo wrestling.
That's cool.
What's cuter than sumo kids?
Oh my gosh.
Sumo dogs.
And
the little kids doing sumo wrestling.
if
was
you are
awesome.
interested in being a vendor, you can secure a spot near whatever event
yeah,
or
now's the time.
celebrity
Now is the
that
time.
you would like to, going back to making things happen for yourself and being creative in these solutions.
Mhm.
If there is one or more of these that makes sense for your business, then
Mm-hmm.
And we've
that's
had
an
this.
option.
This is a asterisk caveat. We want to get ahead of this. If you pick to be by a celebrity, you can expect a long line in front of your booth. Do not get mad that people are standing literally in front of your booth, ready to be sold.
Well, here's what's funny.
Because that always tends to happen.
This is the comparison of different mindsets. So I remember 2 years ago, the first year we brought in Brian Shaw. And he draws a
He does.
freaking
Massive
crowd,
line.
massive crowd. Line is like 2 hours, 3 hours long the whole time. Somebody complained about the line. Okay, I understand, but in my mind, I'm like, you have a captive audience,
Mm-hmm.
right? The very next year, a massage therapist, they were like, who's at this? I was like, Brian Shaw. He draws a really big line. They're like, we want to be right there. I was like, there's going to be a huge line
Mhm.
in front of you the whole day. She's like, that's what
Exactly.
we're hoping for. And they killed it.
Yeah.
That's exactly the
And
mentality
they're
you
like,
have to have.
can we get that same spot again? I'm like,
Yeah.
sure can.
Yeah.
Well, that's old Sean with Banff too, who's been right across from
Wants to be across from him every
Brian.
every
He's
year.
like, yeah, just put me right back where I was.
Yep.
Yeah, that's the type of stuff that is, again, it's perspective.
If you get it, you get it.
It's a
Mhm.
perspective shift. You're not being cut off; you're being supplied with a chain of people.
Yeah.
If you think about it that way. So we have all those competitions. We're working on still ironing out some other fun stuff. I'm pretty sure Fit Truck is going to come back. Looking forward to that. And we are signing up some really cool people. So there'll be more. We'll have more updates on the old podcast. But for you guys personally, let's talk about what you are the most excited about with the Expo. I know we've already, Jay Cutler and the workout, we've kind of gotten into some of that already, but it feels different this year right out the gates. So what are you the most excited about for the 2026 Music City Fit Expo? And go.
Vacation.
That Sunday.
Yeah. That answer never changes.
Oh, yeah. I booked my trip for the week after.
Did you do it? Did you finally do it this time?
Did we?
It's tricky because there's a lot of logistical
there's a lot of cleanup stuff afterwards.
Yeah, there's a lot of logistical stuff for the last 3 or 4 days after.
Well, and there's a lot of sign up for the following year, the week after.
Even though it's exhausting that week after.
Yeah, but you got to do it.
Yeah.
No, I mean, I love it. It's so weird. It is so much work. Nobody can, unless you put on one of these things at this scale, the amount of work that goes into it, if you don't know. And it takes me forever to get in gear. It is.
We're going to do this again.
Yeah.
It's
it's probably 4 months of just dabbing, just barely doing anything. And then that last 6 months, I'm like, okay, I'm finally ready.
It's go time.
Yeah, it's go time.
Yeah.
But, so I look forward to seeing everybody, I see so many comments and stuff on social media of we come every year. I can't tell you how many times I've seen they're like Arnold, Olympia, Nashville Fit Expo.
That's so cool.
Let's go.
Or Music City Fit Expo.
Cool.
I call it the wrong thing.
Don't people already screw that up.
I know. How do I screw it up? But when they put you out of all the other Fit Expos that happen across the country,
that's huge.
When they put you in that top 3, you're like, man, we're doing something right.
You're 100% right.
So that's so exciting. Jay's become a friend, so it's always good.
You guys are text buddies now.
Yeah, we'll text and talk and stuff. So it's great to see him. Lee is a freaking hoot.
Yeah.
So I can't wait to see Lee again. Brian's a great guy.
Really.
Ziegler. It's fun to see those guys. All these vendors that come back year in, year out.
Mm-hmm. And the new ones that are excited about, we have an invitation to that. That's amazing.
Well, it's funny because it's like, their first time, they're like, this is a real big deal.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's a big deal.
Yeah.
It's become a big deal. It wasn't, when we started, but it is now.
It's definitely getting that momentum. What about you?
That's it. I mean, the new vendors probably realizing what is there and the opportunity. I think that's really cool. And the variety. There's so many different types of businesses that are a part of it. So many. It's really, really cool to see.
One of the big highlights for me, there's a bunch of them, so it's going to be hard to narrow them down. But my dad comes down every year.
One of my favorite parts.
Yeah, mine too. And for me, it's a real cool experience to have my dad go, I just cannot believe this is a thing you've got your hands in.
Yeah.
He is so proud. He's even proud of Roy, which I love. Comes around. He's adopted you.
He always gives me a big hug when I see him.
Yeah, he's.
I met him for the first time last year, and he was riding around in the golf. Was it the golf cart?
Yeah, the golf cart.
Riding around in the golf cart and making sure that if somebody was looking for Terry, he was on it. He was figuring it out. So he was like your keeper.
Yeah, I really appreciate that element, like having family involved. I know you get a bunch of guys from Barbell. Your wife comes out too and helps. That's fun. It feels like a family affair, even though sometimes we're running around so hard. It's just not like we're actually connecting and laughing and playing, but we are unified at one goal, and that's making sure everyone has an incredible experience. That part's really, really fun. I really do enjoy that. I do enjoy getting to know the celebrities, and getting a glimpse of their humanity, right, as opposed to the celebrity part.
Yeah, no kidding.
Which is cool.
They're just real people. They're regular people.
Yeah, regular people. And it's always fun when we are surprised with the people, like we were last year from Portland. I believe it was Oregon. We're like, I listened to your show all the way out in Oregon, and we came just because we heard it on your podcast.
Oh, wow.
Come on,
That's
let's go.
cool.
So that stuff's really cool. So if you're all listening, we really do appreciate you. Comment or DM us so we can send you something cool, because that's just, to me, that's just awesome. I want to throw this out there. We're going to end the show with it. We could talk about it off air.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to throw this to Roy. I think we should do a couple categories for best booth presentation.
We talked about that before.
Yeah, I think it could be cool.
We should do that. What's the prize?
Well, I think we'll bait the listeners to tuning into the next podcast to find that out.
There you go.
You like that?
We can do that.
I think that works.
I think we need a championship belt.
Oh yeah.
Let's go.
But you have to. You have
always.
to defend
That's
it.
way more creative than I was.
Yeah.
Gonna
You
do.
have to
You have to
defend it
defend
every
it.
year.
Yeah.
Though.
Oh, that's brilliant.
That's cool.
Oh gosh.
We're on to something.
Yeah, I think you're onto something. All right, guys, we appreciate you tuning in as always. This podcast wouldn't be possible without your listenership. We wouldn't be able to do what we do without your support, and it means the world to us. Listening as well as coming to the Music City Fit Expo, checking out Barbell Voodoo, being a member at B2 Wellness Suites, and reading the Nashville Fit magazine. We really greatly appreciate that. It is not lost on us. So we think we'd like to say, if you found it valuable, to share it with your friends, give us a good rating, and we will catch you on the next one.